Hello everybody. Just adjusted my camera here. Sorry. I am having a lot of fun working on these little traveler's notebook journals with kind of a rustic look to them. And they almost have a stash buster feel to them because I am just pulling stuff from my stash to put these together. But they're kind of cohesive, I think. Anyway, there's not a particular theme, just the feel of it, I guess. The colors and the feel of the pieces that I'm using. So this one, number 2, is essentially decorated. I don't know if I'll do any more to it, but I've got it as far as I want it right now, so I am doing these other 2. I did part of this one on camera yesterday, and then after I shut the camera off, I did the same things in this one. So these are at the same spot in as far as being finished, except that I just sewed a fabric cluster onto this page just before I turn the camera on, and I'm going to do the same in this journal. Just on a coffee dyed paper, I have pulled just a few little scraps of fabrics and a little snippet of lace, and I'm just going to, I layered them up, and I'm just going to sew them to the edge of this paper. And I'm using the zigzag stitch. And I'm using brown thread. The next thing to do, I think this page is all done. So the next thing is very easy. I have a page from an Edith Holden book, and I'm just going to add a tab to it. I've got all my little supplies in a little box. I hope I have them all, and I prepped them to some extent. So I just used some scraps. These are actually scraps from the Pansy journals that I just finished because I really liked the backs of these, the ginghams and polka dots. And I punched tabs out, and then I cut these little numbers from an old Tim Holtz paper and glued them on. I'm just going to ink around the edge. I know I brought my ink over here. There it is. Okay. I wanted to do it at my sewing machine today, so I have to move everything down to this end of the table. So I hope I got everything. Could have done the inking part in preparation, but I guess I forgot that. I'm just going to glue that tab on the edge of the page. I'm only going to go through the one book. I don't need to do both books while you're watching. I'll put one of the coral colored ones on the other side of the page after I ink it. leaving here at about 11 o'clock today to go out to my sister's so we can go out to lunch to celebrate my other sister's birthday. We went to our favorite family restaurant, Curly's Chicken House, for Annette's birthday, and we decided that we would do it for all of our birthdays. But Annette and Barbara have birthdays less than a month apart. Well, I guess just over a month apart. April 26th and May 20th. Happy birthday, Barbara. So we're going to our favorite restaurant twice. Plus my children took me there for Mother's Day, so I haven't been there in well over a year because of the pandemic. So now I'm making up for lost time, I guess. I'll just set this one aside so I can concentrate on this one. So I'm looking forward to lunch today and spending time with my sisters. We always have a wonderful time together. We are very good for each other. Now this page I did add a double fabric ruffle, and here is just going to be a little bit of a collage, if you want to call it a collage. It's got two elements. Hopefully I have them here in my little box of supplies. I have this little printable card, which I think was from Nevermore Creations. And I have this little bit of painter's paper, the masking paper. And I've already inked around them, so all I have to do is glue them down. Oh, I'm not going to glue that. I'm going to staple it. And my stapler is one. Oh, sorry. I just knocked something over. I hope that wasn't too loud because it fell right into the tripod. Probably woke you up, didn't I? The next page is supposed to be one of these little stationery pieces on it looks like a handmade paper, but I either only got two out of my drawer that's in the other room, of my stationery drawer, or I lost one of them in the mess that's in here. So that's going to go there when I find it or get another one out. And then we just have some vintage ledger, and then here I sewed this little fabric collage on last night because I didn't really think about doing my project over here today. So I did some of the sewing, but then I realized I hadn't done all the sewing, so I decided to move everything down here. So here I'm just going to add a ticket and a postage stamp. So this is part of using up some of my stash. It's just grabbing tidbits of things that I've had for a long time. I've had these tickets for a very long time. And just gluing them down, or stapling them down, or sewing them down. Just using them. going to have the ticket hanging off just a tiny bit, not too much. I don't want it sticking out from the cover very far because it would get bent. It's just enough to add a little interest. So that page is done. And I did the stamping, I think. Oh, not quite all of the stamping that I need to do. Now, where did that page go? Okay, guess it's this one. This one's out of place. So here's where I'm going to do a little stamping. And I am going to use the same set that I used yesterday, that I showed you from Stampin' Up, called Very Versailles. But I'm going to use, got ink on the front, I'm going to use that stamp and a stamp from a different set. I didn't bring that one over here, but it's this. It's got a design there. I don't know. I can't even explain it, but that's what I'm going to use. So let's put this on here. And I'm using the Stampin' Up! Ink Crumb Cake. It just looks weathered. There's a design there, but it's a weathered something. I think that the set, Stampin' Up! Has what they call suites. Not all their stamps are part of a suite, but every year when they put out their new catalog, they have new suites, and the suites include stamps and often dies and papers and whatnot. And I believe that this suite had something to do with woven heirloom. And I did buy the paper that goes with it, and I haven't used it yet. So I think that's supposed to represent some sort of a woven texture or something. But it's pretty, whatever it is. It's really good for just adding some texture to your page. And I wanted to use a word, this little quote. It says, "Have a beautiful day," on the other side. Oop. Now my table says, "Have a beautiful day." This is a nice stamp set. So that was a pretty quick page. This one is going to take a little longer. I'm going to do a collage on it. There's a lot going on all of the sides of this page. So this front part has a collage on it. I started out with a vintage receipt. And then I just pulled my ephemera binder and just pulled out a bunch of things. And I did not do that ahead of time because I thought you might like to see as I go through the binder and pull things. But first I want to make this little picture, the slide. I do have a little box of these larger slides with the bigger opening, which is really cool. I wish I had more, but I have quite a few in that little box and I haven't used them. Plus, you can take it apart, take the film out of it, and then have two pieces. So one slide will make two of these frames. So I chose, in this one, there's a lady and her dog. And it's from the 60s. And this is the same lady and probably the same dog. Well, maybe not, because this is, no, she's got a cat. This is 59, and this is 60 something, and on the back of the picture it says the day I got Scarlet. So that's the first day that she had her dog. But this is a picture of her with her cat. So I'm going to, get a pencil. And then we're going to decorate this. These pictures came from the house that my friend and her husband purchased. They didn't purchase the house, they purchased the contents of the house, and she gave me a bunch of stuff, and I bought some of it from her. But stuff that she would have thrown away, she asked me if I would use it. And but this was in a batch of stuff that I purchased, an old album, or I guess it was a stack of photos, I don't remember. But I cut that down to size. Now I want to decorate the frame. So to do that, I just took some of this Tim Holtz tissue. You can use napkin, any kind of pretty tissue paper that you have. Is that the one I used? Well, we're going to use it today. I want to position it so that I don't have like a lot of white space on the frame portion. I want color on the frame. So this bunch of roses right here will work, because I can have color on all parts of the frame right there. This is something else that's in my stash that I don't use that much, just because I don't think about it. It's gorgeous. I love it. I have 3 different ones. And all I did was take my glue stick and rub it over the frame. It's a slide mount. I don't know if I made that clear. It's a slide. It had film in it. But I took the film out, and I'll save that for a different project. And I'm putting it so that there will be a portion of the paper to fold on all the edges. Rub it down. This really doesn't take long to do. And then I'm going to trim it so that there's about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Just make sure it's not so big that it hangs over the edge. Then, fun part, take my little scissors and I'm going to cut to the corners. Let's do it where we can actually see the corners. And then trim that. Now we're all set to fold it all around. So I'm going to, again, coat this with glue stick. And then just fold the tissue paper over. And I'm gonna cut those corners off. I forgot to do that. There. It's a beautiful little frame. For this sweet photo. Okay, then another thing I did to it was I just found a little quote that was small print, and I put that inside that frame. Oh, here's my collage. It just says the story of her life. I don't think I want to take the time to look for a quote right now, but I could add some words or a word to that just for fun. Now, let's continue building our collage. Fold this over so I don't lay stuff down in the sticky stuff, because I might need this paper for more gluing. I'm going to get my ephemera binder and we'll pull some things out. I have a little scrap of a Tim Holtz paper, a little die cut, another Tim Holtz scrap. There's a vellum sticker there and a stamped piece that was cut out. So I want a variety of shapes of things. These are some vellum pieces that I got. I think I got them from June's Journals when I ordered a journal, and she sent me a bunch of extra stuff. I'm trying to get this thing out. Good grief. Okay. This says, get it done. Maybe I'll use this green sticker. Or it's not a sticker, it's just vellum. Take another of the die cuts. I might as well get some pieces out for the next. Oh, somebody's calling me. Maybe this little portion of a border that I stuck in there could come in handy. Got some words in here. Let's go look for some of the brown words. Love and happy. She's happy because she's holding her cat. But she does love her cat too. Got this little bird. He might be cute, a little blue jay. Okay. I'm gonna grab my Tim Holtz scraps, and then we should probably have enough to come up with something. That's pretty. Okay, I know we have enough here now. The question is, will we like what we have? Let's start building. Got a nice, no, I don't think that color shows up, so let's use this, looks like Lotto. This is a chart of planets on this piece of vellum. I guess I'm kind of following this, not kind of, I'm following that as my guide. I'm pretty much making the same layout, just different elements. One thing I didn't get was something round. And I think this collage needs something round. Got my binder here again. I know I've got some round things in here. Got that. A low-flying plane. I like the pink. Now, all I have to do is start gluing. Start with this piece. And then this big piece. Got a piece of hair stuck in my glue. Can't get rid of it. Whoops. So the receipt thing can be written on. That can be your journal spot on this page. Got a little glue on there when I flipped it over by mistake. do the vellum piece next. And our beautiful slide. I bet this lady would never have dreamed that her picture would end up being in a variety of glue books. I'm going to move this up. Didn't want it to be level with the slide. And I'll ink this little pink piece. What time is it? 10. Okay. I'm supposed to go pick up some eclairs that I ordered for my sister's birthday. But I'll finish up here. Then I can pick up the eclairs, and right down the block from where I get the eclairs is the post office that I never go to. It's in Waverly, New York. But it's right down the street from where I get the eclairs. So I'll mail the orders that I just packed. And I can get ready to go to my sister's. I wasn't sure if I'd have time to get a video in today, but I don't like to do a video later in the day because the lighting isn't great in here. So there we have a nice little collage with a journaling spot. Next thing to do on this page is I took these, they look like house numbers, like old house numbers, I guess. And they are from the Tim Holtz paper, the old paper. So I'm going to sew some of those on as pockets. I already have them cut out here. Get rid of this paper. I guess it's 109. While I'm there, I might as well add this one. There, got the pockets on. I don't know if I brought over ephemera to put into the pockets. Yes, I did. Okay, so just got some little pieces here. And I will ink these. I'll just do it later. And I'll look for little tags like this. I know I've got some small little tags like that, so I'll put some more things in the pockets. And on the flappy parts, I'm just gonna, so this is one of the ink blotters that I just got. So I have another one here to put on. That is going to sew right through that little girl's face. I'm going to change it to straight stitch. And we saved her face. This, I don't know how old this blotter is, but the design looks like it's from the 30s. And on this page, just this, it's a piece of scrapbook paper. Just a cut apart page. And I've had these pieces for a long time also. And it makes another journaling spot for you. And just to use up a scrap, I'll take the doily pieces that got cut off from the, these are the homemade doilies I did with the Martha Stewart punch. I'm just going to glue one of those pieces down here, and then I will attach that. We use the bigger part of this doily on the, I think on the front of the signature. I am liking the art glitter glue so far. doily doesn't show much. It just adds a little bit of interest behind that card. There, so there was a lot going on this page, but it's done. Except for adding a few more elements in the pockets and getting those things inked. Still got a few more minutes as far as my camera goes. On the wrapping paper, I didn't prep this piece, but I just used some of my cardstock stickers, so let me grab those. And on this side, I made a pocket with a children's book page. It's kind of difficult to find an illustration that is long and narrow, so I didn't prep that yet. And in here is part of a vintage workbook, children's workbook that has lots of room for writing. And just a little Tim Holtz scrap there. Let's find a just a fun, interesting embellishment. Microscope is fun. Yeah, why not? Just for fun. I think the sticky part on these is pretty good. If I find that it's not sticking very well, then I will glue it. But these are good quality. I did have that piece. I thought I could cut off the top part. Just need a piece of cardstock to back it. And I think the colors are good for this wrapping paper. I'll just trim around the border here. Trim that because I'm not keeping that part. Didn't quite get all the border. Didn't have it lined up properly. a lot of yellow space around there because this piece is a little short, but I'm going to look for another of the Tim Holtz scraps for down here. These little playing cards, that's cute. Let's just go with that. Sew around the picture. And of course, we have to ink it. Can't use that pretty bright yellow. Maybe I'll just add a little stamp to that empty space. That helps. And this will probably just be glued on, but I'm going to just sew around it. With a straight stitch. I have to slow it down with a straight stitch. So there's my page, right side up. I've only got 2 more pages in this journal. This will go over here. Yes, that looks really cute. I like it. If my camera shuts off, it's because I'm over 50 minutes. It has been shutting off in the past at 44 minutes. But yesterday it let me go further, and today it's gone even further. I really like the way that looks, and that stamp at the bottom is just what it needed. And then just for a little extra fun, we'll add this totally unrelated piece. I think I will glue. Oh, I did I glue the bottom? I want all the bottom glued on. There, we have a cute little pocket there. All right, before I turn the camera off, let me just see what else I need to do. I need to do some stamping on that page. And this is just a paper clip that somebody sent me in a Happy Mail. And I think I have another one I can use. And I'll have to put something on that clip. So all I have to do is some stamping and put a paper clip on. So now you know the elements that are in these journals, and I hope that you like them. And I'm almost done. I just have to do the finishing, finishing touches on this, and then do all of that stuff in here too. I'm gonna go get a drink of water and then get busy with my day. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, and I will see you very soon. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.